Volkswagen sporty subcompact on the road in Spain. A car designed to bridge the gap between everyday economy and high performance. No surprise here, it's the GTI. The exterior is modern, but inside, VW's new Polo GTI makes more than a few nods to its 40-year tradition, like the checkered pattern on the seat covers. The new instrument cluster with the round gauges also recalls days gone by. Unlike its predecessor, the revamped GTI comes with optional stick shift. Car tester Julia Klingemann says the seats and steering both give the GTI that sports car feel and look, but a regular road isn't the best way to see what this car can do. For that, Julia heads to the nearby Valencia Racetrack, where she meets up with driving instructor Benjamin Leuchter. He'll show Julia how to really put the GTI through its paces. First, Benjamin makes sure she's buckled up. Next, they'll do some slow laps around the Valencia Racetrack, just to get the lay of the land. And then he'll ramp it up a bit.
Dann werden wir mal ein bisschen auf die Tube drücken.
Okay.
Benjamin starts off with a few tips. On a racetrack, you look for a wide radius around the curve. Drive in from the outer edge to the apex of the curve. Then exit and return to the outside of the track, using centrifugal force to guide the car. The goal is to maintain a fluid forward motion. What you don't want to do is yank the steering wheel. If you oversteer or yank at the steering wheel, then you don't give your tires a chance to generate cornering force. That's the theory. Now he'll put it into practice. Tap the brake, ease off, and roll. Now hit the gas and open up the steering.
Wow.
It takes quite a bit of practice, of course, so now would be a great time for Julia to give it a try. And she's up for it.
Okay.
Was hältst du davon?
Klingt gut.
Sehr gut, dann machen wir das. Wir fangen jetzt mal langsam an.
They'll start slow. First, Julia just has to nail the curve. Then they'll step up the pace.
Okay.
Viel Spaß.
Now it's time for Julia's first test drive on the Valencia Racetrack.
Leicht anbremsen.
Benjamin gives her instructions. Tap on the brake, release. Look at the apex of the curve and head for that. Then tap the gas and release the steering wheel. He says Julia's doing a great job. Right now, she just has to get a feel for the corners. Practice makes perfect. Julia does a few more laps. But what do the experts think? That's where former race car driver Hans-Joachim Stuck comes in. He's keen to see what the new Polo GTI can do on the racetrack. And he's off for a wild ride. Unlike many new models, the new GTI hasn't done any downsizing. The extra capacity of the 1.8-liter engine delivers 141 kilowatts of power. But the dual-clutch gearbox is economical, so the GTI uses just 5.6 liters over 100 kilometers. The list price in Germany starts at just over 24,000 euros. The DSG version delivers 250 newton-meters of torque, while the manual gets up to 320 newton-meters. Hans-Joachim Stuck says this car features the optional Sport Select adjustable suspension. He's also switched on the Sport Performance Kit. That gives him the stiffer sport suspension and makes the steering sportier too. Now the steering is more precise and responsive. You can tell where the car is headed, although the steering is a bit stiffer too. In most cases, you'd expect a front-wheel drive to understeer, but that's not happening. It's sensational.
Nein, auch das macht nicht. Das ist sensationell.
The XDS system compensates for the understeering. The system brakes the inside wheel during a turn. That sends more power to the outside wheels. And that makes for an exceptionally fun ride when you're taking the curves. That's how the pros do it. But how is Julia faring? Benjamin is still giving her a few tips, and she's picked up the pace quite a bit. Not bad at all for starters.
Das war doch gut, oder?
Good job. How about a high five? And now for a look at the exterior. There's a single red stripe at the base of the grille, which runs into the LED headlight units. A few more styling changes underscore the car's sporting credentials. At the rear, it's all topped off by a roof spoiler and dual exhaust pipes for a more edgy look. It's a facelift worthy of a GTI. So what's the verdict? Julia says it's a great car on the road. On the racetrack, it shines. The Polo GTI straddles the divide between a city car and a sports car. Good things really do come in small packages.
Und dem serienmäßigen kleinen Rennsportwagen perfekt.